Let's begin here in Nairobi, where varied reactions have greeted the petition seeking the removal of Chief Justice David Maraga. The Jubilee Party now says it is not party to the petition filed by its Nyeri town legislator Ngunjiri Wambogo. But as our political affairs reporter Moremi Mwangi now tells us, NASA says the move is part of a wider scheme against the judiciary.
With slightly over a month to the October 17th rematch between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga, Nyeri Town MP Ngunjiri Wambogo has ignited a political storm over his petition before the Judicial Service Commission, seeking the removal of Chief Justice David Maraga.
I am not challenging the way he was appointed. I am challenging the way he's conducted himself since he was appointed.
In his petition, Ngunjiri accuses the judiciary boss and president of the Supreme Court of sustained dalliance with the Kenyan opposition and alleged anti-Jubilee activists who reportedly advocated for President Uhuru Kenyatta's incarceration at the International Criminal Court in 2013, claiming that the September 1st Supreme Court verdict that nullified President Kenyatta's re-election and ordered for fresh poll was part of a regime change in 4 countries, including Maldives, Austria, and Ukraine.
We have had a group of people who have been interested in ensuring that Uhuru Kenyatta never became president. They started before 2013. They went to court, it failed. He ran for president in 2013. He won. They petitioned, they failed. They went after him on the ICC, it failed. So now we have actually seen what can only be called a judicial coup.
But Wambogo's Jubilee Party has disowned the petition, even as opposition leaders said the petition had confirmed their fears that President Kenyatta's government is out to intimidate and cripple the judiciary.
The MP who has gone to court is notorious for his tribal vitriol and ethnic-inclined articles that we all see every other day in the papers.
Wakenya wengi wanaweza tafsiri vibaya waone kama ni mlengo wa Jubilee unamtuma Ngunjiri sababu naye ni mjumbe amechaguliwa kwa tiketi ya Jubilee. Kwa hivyo mimi naona ile ni mambo yake binafsi.
If by bad luck that the president can win again in the repeat election, then we would see a very serious attempt to fix the judiciary. Little did we know that the arrogance of these people would push them to even start this so-called fixing before even elections are held.
Pursuant to Article 168, subsection 5 of the 2010 Constitution, the JSC has to consider Ngunjiri's petition and either dismiss it or forward it to the president if satisfied that it discloses a ground for removal. The president subsequently has 14 days after receiving the petition to suspend the judge and appoint a tribunal to probe the allegations raised. The said tribunal is chaired by National Assembly Speaker and also comprises 3 superior judges, an advocate of 15 years standing, and 2 other persons with experience in public affairs. The president has to act in accordance with recommendations of the tribunal.
We condemn him and we have asked him to withdraw that petition by tomorrow. If he doesn't, then on Monday we will all be enjoined, all the key leaders will be enjoined in that court case.
When somebody tells us that Justice Maraga has to be removed just because of that, I think that is gross misconduct.
I've just seen it. I've not read it in total. I just started reading it, then I came down here, so I have nothing to say about it.
With the momentum of the campaigns hinting that the repeat poll could end with another petition at the Supreme Court, the spotlight now turns to the members of the JSC as they digest the petition against the judiciary boss. Moremi Mwangi, KTN News in Nairobi.
Let's now bring in lawyer Charles Kanjama to shed some more light on this petition before the Judicial Service Commission. Mr. Kanjama, there have been a lot of political reactions to this. From a legal standpoint, what does this petition mean?
First, Ben, your viewers should be clear that petitions of alleged misconduct against judges are things that are contemplated in the Constitution of Kenya in Article 168 of our Constitution. It's not something extraordinary, but our Constitution has put in place safeguards to avoid mischievous complaints, complaints that don't have evidence, complaints that are misdirected because they are attacking judges on the basis of their good faith performance of their judicial function, because Article 160 says that a judge will not be subject to criminal or civil process when he's performing judicial process in good faith. It's not the first petition that has been filed against Judge Maraga, the Chief Justice. There has already been another previous petition filed, but the Judicial Service Commission is made up of experienced lawyers and other members who are able to determine whether a petition has merit or not.
If you can take us through what happens now, the petition gets to the JSC, so what happens now?
What JSC does is they would ordinarily convene a committee of the JSC to look into any allegations against judges. And their first task is to determine whether those allegations pass muster. In other words, do they show even the most basic case that would allow the JSC to take up the matter in a more substantive way and request the judge who has been accused to give a response. There are certain petitions that are so lacking of merit that they would be dismissed at the preliminary stage by the JSC. And so then you have other petitions. Then you have other petitions that may demonstrate possibility of merit. In those cases, the JSC would then write to the judge involved and ask the judge to respond to the allegations.
All right, so this comes
right in. That is done.
This comes right in the middle of that petition, and Kenyans are still waiting for that full judgment. Does this petition affect this?
Yes. No, it should not affect it because the judicial oath that all judges swear under the Constitution requires them to perform their duties without fear or favor, bias, ill will, or prejudice. The judges are trained and they are expert in keeping away distractions when they are performing their judicial duties. The judges of the Supreme Court have already rendered their verdict. It's only the reasons that are awaited for. So we can say from a legal perspective, there should be no effect at all on the delivery of the judgment. But on a political side, things may be a bit different because judges are human beings like anyone else, and distractions of this nature can affect their calm, their ability to focus on the job at hand.
Is there a precedent for this, Wanawakili, a judge being challenged like this while after making such a big ruling in court? There are precedents. For example, after the decision that was issued by 4 judges of the Supreme Court in regard to the judicial retirement case, the former chief executive of the Law Society of Kenya, Apollo Mboya, filed a petition against some of the judges, claiming that they had demonstrated judicial misconduct arising from the circumstances around the decision-making, the fact that there was already a case going on in which some of them were involved or were parties. So this petition was made and it was determined, but it took some time because JSC doesn't need to act as fast as maybe a court of law would. They normally have a lot of work to do and they schedule these matters when they have some time to deal with them. All right, thank you, Wanawakili. Lawyer Charles Kanjama just shedding some more light on this petition by the Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, Ngunjiri Wambugu, seeking to remove Chief Justice David Maraga from office. Away from that to some